Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel, Raja Gogasikotar 1719. From the air we breathe to the water we drink, forests are the living lungs of our planet. They are ancient libraries of life, guardians of culture, and frontline defenders against climate chaos. But today, they face threats like never before. This is the story of forests, why they matter, what they give us, and how we can protect them. When we hear the word forest, most of us imagine tall trees, green leaves, and the calm sound of nature. But a forest is far more than that. It is a living world, a universe of tiny insects, singing birds, hidden animals, ancient trees, and powerful natural forces working together in harmony. A forest is a place where life breathes freely. It grows, transforms, and evolves every moment. Under the soil, thousands of roots quietly exchange nutrients and messages. Above the ground, plants and animals depend on each other for survival. From the smallest mushroom to the tallest tree, every being plays a unique and essential role. Forests cover nearly 1/3 of our Earth, and yet we often don't realize how deeply they shape our lives. They create rain, purify the air, and give shelter to countless species. They are protectors, providers, and guardians of our future. And even though we may not live inside a forest, the truth is simple. Every breath we take carries the gift of forests. This is where our journey begins, with understanding what a forest truly is. Not just a place full of trees, but a living, breathing ecosystem that supports life on Earth. Every moment, whether we notice it or not, forests are quietly protecting our planet. They are like Earth's natural air conditioners, absorbing harmful gases, cooling the atmosphere, and creating a balance that makes life possible. Trees take in carbon dioxide, the very gas that is heating our planet and causing climate change. They trap this carbon deep within their roots, trunks, and leaves, locking it away for decades or even centuries. This simple, silent act makes forests one of the most powerful defenses against global warming. But the story has another side. When a forest burns, or when trees are cut down, all that stored carbon is released into the air again in just minutes. What took nature hundreds of years to store returns to the atmosphere in a single instant. This is why the loss of forests accelerates climate change faster than almost any other activity. Forests don't just store carbon. They regulate temperature, bring rainfall, and create wind patterns that shape entire climates. A healthy forest keeps a region cool and wet. A damaged forest makes it hotter, drier, and more unpredictable. In many ways, forests act as the heartbeat of our planet's climate system. When forests thrive, the Earth remains stable. When they fall, the planet trembles. Understanding this connection is the first step towards protecting our future. Because saving forests isn't just about saving trees, it's about saving the planet's climate, and ultimately, saving ourselves. Step inside any forest, and you enter a world filled with secrets, a world where life has been evolving for millions of years. Forests are not just green spaces, they are treasure houses of biodiversity. Every leaf, every insect, every sound carries a story written long before humans existed. Inside a single forest, thousands of species live together: plants that cure diseases, insects that pollinate crops, birds that spread seeds, and animals that maintain the balance of the ecosystem. Even the tiniest creatures, like ants and fungi, perform tasks essential for nature's survival. Nothing in a forest exists alone. Everything is connected. Some species found in forests exist nowhere else on Earth. If the forest disappears, so do they, forever. These unique species are threads in nature's web. Remove a few threads, and the web begins to weaken. Remove too many, and the whole system collapses. Biodiversity is not just about the number of species. It's about the harmony between them, the intricate dance of life where each one depends on another. This balance keeps the soil fertile, purifies the air, protects the water cycle, and supports human life in ways we rarely think about. Yet today, many of these species are disappearing quietly, one after another, often before we even discover them. Imagine losing medicines that could cure diseases, losing plants that could feed future generations, losing animals that hold the key to ecological balance. When forests lose their biodiversity, they lose their strength. But when they thrive, they create a planet full of wonder, health, and stability. Forests are living museums of evolution, and every species inside them is a priceless masterpiece. Protecting biodiversity is not just about saving wildlife. It's about preserving the life support system of our world. Forests are not just homes for wildlife. They are the silent engineers of our planet's most essential systems. Without forests, our world would lose the foundation of life itself: water and fertile soil. Forests act like natural water factories. They capture moisture from the air, guide rainfall into the ground, and release fresh, clean water into streams and rivers. Every drop of water that reaches our homes, our farms, and our cities has a hidden connection to forests. Even distant rivers begin their journey in the protective shade of trees. But forests do more than give water. They manage it with extraordinary precision. They prevent floods by absorbing excess rain like a sponge. They prevent droughts by slowly releasing water during dry months. When forests are healthy, water flows steadily. When forests vanish, the water cycle breaks, floods become stronger, droughts become longer, and entire regions become unstable. Then there is the soil, the rich, life-giving layer that supports plants, crops, and ecosystems. Forests protect this soil like guardians. Their roots hold the earth firmly, preventing erosion. Their fallen leaves create a natural blanket that keeps the soil fertile, moist, and full of nutrients. Without forests, soil washes away, lands become barren, and agriculture suffers. Forests, water, and soil form a perfect partnership. They depend on each other, support each other, and together they support us. When one breaks, the others follow. But when all three thrive, life flourishes in abundance. Understanding this delicate system reminds us of a simple truth. Forests are not distant landscapes. They are life support machines working day and night to keep our planet alive. Protecting them means protecting every river, every field, and every heartbeat that depends on clean water and fertile soil. Forests are not only the home of animals and plants, they are the cradle of human culture. For thousands of years, forests have nurtured civilizations, inspired traditions, and shaped the stories we tell. Across the world, countless communities live in forests or alongside them. They rely on the trees for food, shelter, medicine, and tools. But beyond survival, forests have fed our imagination. Songs, myths, dances, and rituals often carry the spirit of the forest, reminding us of our deep connection to nature. Indigenous peoples have passed down knowledge of the forest for generations, knowledge of which plants heal, which fruits nourish, and which practices sustain the delicate balance of the ecosystem. This wisdom is priceless, often holding the key to sustainable living even in modern times. Forests are also places of spirituality. Their quiet groves, towering trees, and hidden clearings inspire reflection, prayer, and a sense of wonder. Many cultures see the forest as sacred, a place where humans meet the divine. The story of humanity cannot be told without the story of forests. They are teachers, protectors, and companions in our journey through life. By losing forests, we risk losing not only nature, but also pieces of ourselves, our traditions, our knowledge, and the cultural roots that connect us to the earth. Protecting forests is, therefore, not just about ecology. It is about preserving our history, our wisdom, and the soul of human culture itself. Forests are often seen simply as sources of wood and paper, but their value goes far beyond timber. They are living banks of resources, quietly supporting economies, communities, and industries across the world. Forests provide countless non-timber products: fruits, nuts, resins, medicinal plants, honey, and natural fibers. These resources sustain local communities, provide jobs, and even form the basis of entire industries. Imagine the countless medicines derived from forest plants, or the spices and herbs that flavor our food, all gifts of the forest. Forests also contribute to global economies in ways that are invisible but vital. They purify the air, regulate the climate, and stabilize soil and water services that, if lost, would cost billions to replace. Even tourism thrives because of forests. People travel from across the globe to experience their beauty, mystery, and biodiversity. The greatest secret of forests is that they can generate wealth while protecting themselves. Sustainable management, responsible harvesting, and conservation-based initiatives allow humans to benefit from forests without destroying them. It's a delicate balance, but one that ensures that forests continue to thrive for generations. In essence, forests are not just natural wonders, they are living economies, offering abundance to those who respect and nurture them. Their wealth is priceless, and their preservation is the key to a sustainable future for both nature and humanity. Despite their immense value, forests around the world are under siege. Every year, millions of hectares vanish, leaving behind barren land, displaced wildlife, and a wounded planet. The threats are many, and their consequences are far-reaching. Deforestation for agriculture, logging, and infrastructure expansion strips the earth of its green cover. Fires, whether natural or man-made, consume entire landscapes in hours, releasing centuries of stored carbon into the atmosphere. Mining and industrial activities carve scars into once thriving ecosystems, leaving soil poisoned and rivers polluted. Even climate change adds a silent but powerful threat. Rising temperatures, shifting rainfall patterns, and extreme weather events weaken forests, making them more vulnerable to disease, pests, and fire. Invasive species can enter damaged ecosystems, outcompeting native plants and animals, further destabilizing the balance of life. The loss of forests is not just an environmental problem, it's a human problem. When forests disappear, so do clean air, fresh water, fertile soil, and the delicate balance of our climate. Communities that rely on forests for food, medicine, and livelihood face hardship. Wildlife loses its home. Entire ecosystems collapse. Yet, the greatest tragedy is that much of this loss is preventable. Awareness, responsible practices, and collective action can protect forests from destruction. The question is not whether forests are valuable, we know they are. The question is whether humanity will act in time to save them. Amidst the challenges, there is hope. Across the globe, communities, scientists, and governments are showing us that forests can recover, that destruction is not the final chapter. In many regions, people are planting trees on degraded land, turning barren landscapes into thriving green spaces. Indigenous communities are leading the way, using traditional knowledge to manage forests sustainably, ensuring that resources are used without harming the ecosystem. Legal protections and national parks have saved countless species and preserved critical habitats. Reforestation programs and conservation initiatives are restoring rivers, stabilizing soil, and bringing back wildlife. Even technology plays a role. Satellites monitor forests, alerting authorities to illegal logging and fires before it's too late. These success stories prove a simple truth. When humans act with care and purpose, forests can heal. They are resilient. They can regrow, recover, and once again provide life-giving oxygen, shelter, and water. Perhaps the most inspiring part is that these efforts are not limited to governments or organizations. Ordinary people choosing to plant trees, support sustainable products, or advocate for nature contribute to this global movement. Every small action counts. The message is clear. Forests can be saved. They can thrive. And when they do, they safeguard the future of every living being on Earth, including us. Protecting forests is not just the responsibility of governments, scientists, or large organizations. It is a responsibility we all share. Every choice we make, every action we take, can help preserve these vital ecosystems. Small steps can create a big impact. Choosing sustainably sourced wood and paper helps reduce pressure on forests. Supporting brands and products that respect nature sends a message that protecting forests matters. Even changes in our diet, reducing food waste or consuming less meat, can lower the demand for land cleared from forests. We can also contribute by planting trees, caring for green spaces, and participating in community conservation programs. Sharing knowledge about the importance of forests spreads awareness and inspires others to act. Remember, every effort counts. One tree planted, one voice raised, one sustainable choice made. These are threads that strengthen the global effort to save forests. Forests are more than natural wonders. They are our life support system. Protecting them is protecting ourselves, our children, and every generation to come. The choice is in our hands. Today's action determines tomorrow's forest. The story of forests is ultimately the story of our own future. Every tree we save, every species we protect, every forest we restore is a step toward a healthier, more balanced planet. We stand at a crossroads. One path leads to continued destruction, where forests shrink, biodiversity is lost, and the climate becomes more extreme. The other path leads to restoration, harmony, and hope, where humans and nature thrive together. The good news is that we have the power to choose. Through knowledge, awareness, and action, we can rewrite the future of our forests. Communities around the world are already showing us that recovery is possible, that regeneration is possible, and that hope is real. Imagine a planet where forests flourish once again, rivers flow freely, animals roam safely, the air is pure, and generations to come can witness the wonder of life in all its richness. That is the world we can create if we act now. Forests are not distant, untouchable places. They are alive in every breath we take, every drop of water we drink, and every seed we plant. Protecting them is not a choice. It is a responsibility, a promise to ourselves, to nature, and to the future. The message is simple but powerful. When forests thrive, life thrives. And the future begins with what we do today. Join the movement. Learn, act, and share. Every small step counts. Together, we can ensure that forests remain the lungs, the heartbeat, and the soul of our planet. Protect forests. Protect life. Protect our future. So friends, this was today's amazing information. Hope you liked this video and learned something new. If you found the video interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you again in the next video with another new and surprising thing. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned to learn. Jai Goga, Sikatar Ma.